Howdy all, my name is ChucklesTC and welcome back to my World of Outlaws 23 career mode, where today we're going to be headed to Charlotte in the midgets for the season finale. Let's get into it, but first I need to edit the time of the race, because when I was doing my local series, I was going with the shorter race. Let's be honest though, we're not going to win. So let's just go there, have fun in our final regional race for the midgets before we head to Nationals next episode. I'll get back to you guys once we are there. Okay, loaded in here at Charlotte. Let's hop into it here. 14:2:00 is our goal time, and this is our first time racing here in the midgets at the infamous Charlotte Motor Speedway. And what a better time to be racing in Charlotte or Indiana than in the month of May. And while this is not a 600-mile race, still a pretty big one. This sets the tone for what our national season is going to be like. And we're going to do one season of national play guaranteed in this series, and then we might dump it. Oh no, we're wrecking. No, we were covering. That was only like 4 seconds off the goal. Okay, that's on the 11. Gonna wash up track into him. That was our fastest lap. I need something more to happen speed-wise, though. I think I could have gotten an upgrade for this car heading into the weekend. It's a much better lap that time around. This one's going to be a little bit slower. I don't think we can really use the apron like that. We're going to try. It's like an anti-bank. I mean, it's setting a faster lap, but you have to hit the banking perfectly or else you're going to spin your car out. Okay, final time around here. Is this time by? And that final lap we ran was our fastest of the session yet. Reminder that this is a showcase, so it's going to be a lot harder for us to meet our sponsored goal. Hopping now, our goal is qualifying top 15 with the 13.728. Very unlikely here from us, but we can try. We definitely should have upgraded this car. I think we had enough money to at least look at an upgrade. It's really high there on the corner exit. Really slow on that first lap. Over a second off of our goal. Right now we'd be starting back in like P30. P43. Oh my goodness. We were running decent in practice, getting close. But I mean, we start here mid to rear of the pack. 8th out of 10 cars. And we have to get top 3 to go straight to the A main. That's not going to happen here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, not sure why they waited so dang long. Now that our front end's cooked, maybe we have a bit more speed. But we'd have to make up 7 positions to get from 10th to 3rd. We get back up into P8. We move up, finish P7. It's going to be enough to get us into like the D main, C main, starting 7th. Okay, that's pretty good. So hop straight into the C main here. We're green. Top 5 advance to the B main. What the heck? We're in P6 as the caution comes out. I mean, we were just like abused there. Nothing I can do about it. And here we're about to go green once again on the high lane. We're restarting in P6. We're going to cut down to the bottom lane. We have a ton of aero damage from the front end where we got turned into the wall. That's Greg Fisher on our outside. We're going to dump him. We're going to have another restart as we slide down and lose a spot. We're down into P7 on the restart. Now ready to go green. We're off and underway from P7. We got the inside line, but we know how risky it is going down here. And Clark, we don't make contact with Clark, but we slide up. Our rear's getting loose. What in the world? He walled me there. Oh. Walled there by Greg, I think it was, or Fisher, someone. He spun himself around too afterwards. Crawford now. We're going to turn him. We're going to have another restart, but we can't gain positions when we do that stuff. Luckily, we're going to get to try the outside lane again. Maybe I can just send it up high. Wheel and deal around him. Because we'd have to be checking up on the bottom lane. Okay, I'm just falling down like a rock. Final lap underway. That was not enough for another restart. We're going to come through and finish 12th in the C main. We're headed home. Not surprised. No, I did the best I could. but it was that early on we had a possibly race competing car, race winning car, and we got punted into the wall, and there was nothing I could do about it. We finished 18th in the season standings. Got back to you guys on the main menu. Okay, loaded back here on the main menu. We finished 42nd in Charlotte. I think I was just invited to a round of golf. Cheers to that, I guess. And there you see our season in wraps. Saved our worst result till our final race. We finished 42nd. Now, as we load back into regionals, we head over to street stocks. Where let's get loaded up into Elm Creek. Coming off our second win of the season last episode, which moves us up into 11th in the points. Okay, loaded in here now. Let's hop on in to Elm Creek practice. I mean, this isn't Sterling County, but it's probably the closest track to Sterling County, and that's where we got our first win in these cars. The one difference here is we do not have an outside wall on this back corner. If you're going to go wide, you're going to go all the way wide. But this is one of my favorite tracks in the game. A lot has changed since my first time ever racing here. I think the difference is not racing in the midgets. But I need to remember where to lift in this car. Figuring it out a bit now. Okay, I know I need to take the bottom. Next time around, we're going to try it. I'm going to lift here so I can set up how I want to through this first corner. I still didn't get it done exactly how I wanted. Okay, it was a pretty good lap there. Okay, kept the damage to the rear because I knew I was going to go around. Think when I start hitting the rev limiter, I should start butterflying it. That was my best lap there. So I keep the revs as high as possible if I'm not in the limiter. Okay, final lap here, practice. We know we have the speed. It's just now channeling the speed properly. Okay. Fast lap there of practice was a 12.585. We only beat the goal time twice. Or no, 5 times. It was a lot later in practice. It took me a while to get my rhythm going here at this track. This is a very difficult track, but once you got your rhythm going, it's fun. You see, you guys just don't like it because, as Phineas would say, you ain't got rhythm. Perfect setup here for the top lane. But I screw up the first entry to the corner, I think. Never mind. Beat our goal. Right now we're starting inside the top 10. This one's going to be a lot slow overlap, though. Qualifying 9th. And our second was a 12.5. That would have put us... Let's see where that would have put us. That would have put us inside the top 15 still. So we have the power behind the wheel. Question is, can I channel it and get us a second straight win and set us up as possible contenders once we move up to nationals? This is the complete opposite of the UMP modifieds for us right now, other than, last episode where we did not win. It's our first race in a lot of races. But it was at Eldora, the track that I struggled the most with winning at last season, once I finally made it to victory lane. Okay. I messed up the exit there at the corner. Oh, just clipping the nose. Taking the tiniest bit of damage. Final lap here. See if I can fix it on the exit. I won't be able to. We're going to be starting down in 5th for qualifying dash. That's not bad at all. We beat Sneecloth. And we were catching up to, is that Brandon Jurens in the 19? I believe it is. Whenever I think of the 19 car, I think of a black car, though. Is that an orange car or is it a red car? Because it also kind of looks like the Dodge, but I'm kind of colorblind. Not colorblind. I'm just not great with colors. That's why, like, red and gray is what I use for everything. Even though they're not my favorite colors. Green. That's because the Packers, I guess. Our pace in this series is really good right now. Brewster is going to win the championship. There's no doubt about that. We're not going to get into the top 5, I don't think. But you guys saw the pace switch. We've now had a last place finish and a first place finish in this series this year. We finished second to Jurens once again. And we're going to be starting second in the A main behind Brandon Jurens. I really have no idea if you guys can hear the national anthem or any of the audio right now. Please let me know. And I'm sorry for this video being a little bit later than usual. Fell asleep last night while racing the local series races. But starting side by side with Jurens, we were able to take the lead and lead the first and opening lap. So the quick 15-lap race here before we head to the UMP Modifieds to end off the day. So let's see if we can close it out with back-to-back wins. And then a reminder, tomorrow we are starting the National midget series. Our first series goes to the Nationals first. Makes sense to me. In that regional series, we'll be moving to. I will be playing that and maybe simulating the locals because I really hate locals. I hate racing the midgets at all, but it's a good warm up. And I think that's part of what got me today. I wasn't able to do my warm up race for the midgets. So I'm kind of crunched for time right now. Trying to get this out just a little bit after the expected release time. Nine more laps to go. There are only 19 cars here in the A main. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because of track size. Six more laps to go. Okay, Tiernan now giving me trouble. Once we got back into a bit of open track, we were a little bit okay. Two more laps to go. Let's make sure we don't cause a caution here at cross. No, Tiernan to the lead on the final lap after we've led the previous 14 laps. And we're going to hold off Tiernan and take the win. And Brandon Jurgens dropped down to P12. What happened here on the initial start? So we turned him a bit. Does he just naturally fall down track? Yeah, he just naturally lost his role. Interesting. That's something I've not really seen out of a car. And now, after we win another race, we're still in 11th in the championship standings. With 3 wins on the year, Jeremy Cross is ahead of us, leading us by what is that? That's a lot of math to do. 28 minus 2. He's leading us by 26 points. Now I'll cut back to you guys on the main menu. Over the first feature. Wow. Sorry about that. Okay, loaded in now on the main menu. We get another top 10, another win. And you see how much money we have? We are going to use that money to upgrade the midgets next episode to start things off. But now let's load into the UMP modifieds for the final race of the day. We're at a Kokomo. We're second in the championship standings, trailing by 1 point. After having our worst ever finish, a P12. Ever in the UMP modifieds. Let's load in now to Kokomo Speedway for our first regional showcase. Loaded in here now at Kokomo. Let's hop straight into practice. And until after this race, where we don't have an actual goal time, A lot of damage there right away, though. We're just trying to best our previous record time. Or get it very close to that. Okay. Limited practice there. Not even a full lap. We're going to skip practice, I guess, because of that incident. We're underway now for qualifying. Dang it, we do it again. That one tire is the bane of my existence. We beat our goal, but that isn't enough. Our goal is 51st. My goal is first. Qualify 16th. That is not great at all. Heat 4 starting third. I guess that could be fine. I want to improve. I want to win our heat. I know we have the pace. We easily had the pace. If that contact lap was our fastest lap and that was enough for P16, we might have been on a pole position lap. There we get around Nick Hoffman. And we'll lead the first of 5 laps. Oh, some light contact there. Down to 2 laps to go. We do not have the pace over the field that we used to have. And on this final lap of the race, it's one more corner to go. And we're going to be starting 4th in the qualifying dash as Hoffman does not have an opportunity to catch up to us. Now let's get into the qualifying dash as soon as possible. Starting here from 4th, outside lane. And we're fighting with loss for P1. And this is, I mean, man, we have the speed that we need. There's no doubt about that in my mind, as we're actually now doing better than we did in the heat. We've set a new fast lap of 11.576 earlier in this qualifying dash, and we're going to be headed to start first in the A main. Our speed is back, baby. One bad race. Now let's get loaded straight into this A main. We're starting on pole position with Losh in second. We'll lead through the first corner. Jimmy Owens giving me some trouble on the inside. We're going to cut off his lane a bit. Taking a very tight lane there. Losh back down into second. Or back up into second, I should say. No, heavy contact there with the tire. We're going to lose a ton of time. It's going to put Losh at an opportunity to overpass. or to overtake. And we'll have another hit with a tire. Guess we're just getting them out of our way, but now Losh is going to have a key opportunity here to the inside. He will take the lead of the race. We're going to set up here on the inside of him. Through the corner, we'll get it done. We're going to leave on the inside once again for him, and Owens will follow through. Or Owens? Owens, okay. Tag Losh there on the exit of the corner. We'll get back into Losh here. It's heavy contact only to the front of the car, but the rest of the car is yellow with some mild damage. 60% on our aero, 77 on our engine, 86 on our radiator. Now we're looking up track to Weiser. This 23 car field. We're just now catching up to lapped traffic. Halfway through this race now, and we're about to put the first car a lap down. And we get it done, and we at least appear for the time being that we are going to walk our way into a race win once again, and this should give us the championship lead back. Oh no, contact there with Coiner. 6 laps remaining. Five laps to go. We've lapped up to P13. Bad corner there. We'll lose a couple of lapped cars. We lose some track position. Losh is back within a second. We had a 3-second lead. We had to relap Conyer. And we'll get it done. Our arrow's down to 47%. Ten more laps around my home track here of Kokomo Raceway. McKinley passes Ledford for P13 as we start the final lap. They have 2 more laps around this track unless I lap them. And we will win at Kokomo. And that will give us the championship lead back as we win by a second and a half. Okay. Now let's get loaded back up onto the main menu. We win and retake the championship lead. Loaded back here on the main menu, and we have won Kokomo once again. A new number 1 driver in merchandising sales rankings. It's ourselves. And next episode, we're headed to Lucas Oil Speedway. And we're going to take the Metro Plumbing sponsorship, which means we're going to have a new look on the car going into the next episode. And maybe a new set of sponsors even on the car. We're going to go with a win for one race. And we have a new sponsor agent available. I'll get that on my own. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe and come back next episode. We're headed to Lucas Oil Speedway. Thank you all. Bye-bye.